Kachikai. If the boxer is already in an unorthodox stance, use the left fist posed in front of the body to punch straight at the opponent's face to make the opponent lose balance. To follow up, he may then defend or attack immediately with other techniques. Offensive. Hit the left side of the opponent's lower rib cage with right knee. If the boxer is already in an orthodox stance, punch the opponent straight with the right hand and twist the body along with the punch. Next, move the right foot slightly forward while punching. However, whether he should move the foot forward or not depends on the attacking range. For example, if the attacking range is too far, then the boxer has to move closer to the opponent to be able to attack. Defensive. Use the front hand or the fist to defend. If the boxer is in an unorthodox stance, then swipe the opponent's punch to the left side with the left fist or left hand. Offensive. Jab kick at the opponent's stomach, powerfully to avoid the opponent's punch reaching its target. If the boxer stands in the southpaw stance, then change all the attacking movements from right to left. One on, hakkında. If the boxer is already in an orthodox stance, throw the punch from the right side to the left side, with the elbow and the wrist bending slightly whilst aiming for the opponent's chin or lower rib cage. The technique is used both when attacking and evading. Offensive. Use the right hand to punch at the opponent's chin while kneeing at the opponent's lower rib cage. If the boxer stands in the southpaw stance, then change all the attacking moves from right to left. Hook punch. Hook punch is used when the opponent has his guards up and is defensively covering the face. You can launch a short hook punch long hook punch. If your punches miss the targets, then go into the spinning back fist punch, or also known as the return punch, right after to make your opponent either lose balance or gets them to be off balance to gain back your advantage. Diagonal elbow. It is the elbow strike that is diagonal in an upward or downwards direction. You can use both the front and the back of the elbows for this attack. All the targeted area of attack is around the head, such as the face, temple, chin, the collarbone, or the ribs. Unleashing this attack move is just like doing an elbow slash or an elbow uppercut, transferring the weight from the back hind foot to the front facing foot, combining with twisting the body, snapping the hands, and the elbow strike. By putting the weight towards the elbows, this will add more force and power towards your target.
Sock tip.
Whipping elbow. It is to do an elbow strike towards the target, with palms up and using the arms to whip or saw the wounds of your opponent to worsen their physical injury. It is used when both Muaythai boxers are fighting in close quarters, and they can saw using the elbows to worsen their wounds. Forward elbow thrust. Elbow is pointed straight in the direction of the opponent. Fold the elbow and put the sharp corner pointed forwards towards your opponent, then walk towards the opponent. Harden the elbow and keep it close to your chin, shoulders, and head to create higher attack impact. The target of the forward elbow thrust is to the forehead, eyebrow, eyes, nose, mouth, face, chest, neck, shoulders, and the stomach. Right-handed Muay Thai boxers usually do the forward elbow thrust with the left elbow, and left-handed Muay Thai boxers usually do the forward elbow thrust with the right elbow. Forward elbow thrust is also a good form of counterattack if your opponent attacks and misses. In the past, back in the old days, forward elbow thrust was used with two elbows to prevent an attack, but it is no longer used in the present because it is difficult to find an opening to use this move on your opponent. Elbow strike is considered a short reaching hit. It is used only during close quarter fights. The target of the elbow strike is the face of the opponent, which you could injure, bruise, or break. There are two types of elbow striking, with the front elbow or the back elbow. The direction of elbow strike is from top to bottom or upright or below. To train for the elbow strike, you start by bending your knees, straight the upper body, put the weight of the body to the back of the hinge leg's foot and push the elbow in the opposite direction, and then twist your hip and shoulders and transfer your weight to the front foot. The key to an effective elbow strike is to shift the force from back foot to the front foot, and by twisting the hip, waist, shoulder, swinging off the arms, and transferring weight from the back to the front. Flying knee strike. Striking with both of your feet by jumping off the ground with the weight of the body behind it and striking with one knee. Either lunging upwards or straight forward can be an option when doing this strike. A good flying knee strike uses the force of the hind knee because of its higher force impact, rather than using the force of the knee from the front leg. The targets of the flying knee strike are the abdominal, stomach, pit of the stomach, chest, chin, and the face. Practice this strike by running or jumping towards the target and push the body forward with the knee of the back leg to strike. The front leg is kept straight and then bent when striking or approaching the targets. The left and the right arms should always be covering the chin closely to protect you if the opponent happens to counterattack. Look for the chance to use the flying knee strike when the opponent loses balance, not aware of it, or if you're very skilled at it, you can use to fight back when the opponent approaches you with a missed hit. Knee press strike. With your body weight, strike down with your knees and using the knees to press down onto the target. A tall Muay Thai boxer will have an advantage doing this strike. When striking and pressing down, it will create a strong impact to the target. But when doing this, make sure to hold your position and stance. It will help to protect yourself right after.
เข้าตรง
Straightforward knee striking is to move the knee to hit the target straightforwardly. You can use both the front leg knee and the back leg knee to attack your opponent. Knee striking is good when one is close quarters with the opponent. such as during infighting and clinching. The targets for the knees are to strike the stomach, navel, lower abdomen, ribs, and thighs, or sometimes we could knee strike to the chin or face as well. In addition to the knees being a strong weapon, it can also be used as a shield for preventing opponent's attack. Knee striking can be done by putting the weight onto the back foot, transfer to the front leg, and thrusting the knee straight upwards. Putting the weight to the back foot will help to transfer more weight to the front leg's knee. Make sure to harden the muscle around the abdomen. Bend the knee and push the body out is a good knee striking posture.
靠墙
Diagonal knee strike. Striking from the position where you start by lifting the knees up and hitting the target at a diagonal. If striking with the left knee, it will hit the right side of the target, and if striking with the right knee, it will hit the left side of the target. If the opponent approaches from the front, this diagonal knee strike will hit the opponent at the thighs or the side of the body. This is similar to the straight knee strike, but the difference is that the direction of the strike is not vertical. You would normally sway when striking or swaying to the left and to the right of the opponent to launch a diagonal knee strike. If the opponent dodges to the right, then you should strike with the left knee. But if the opponent dodges to the left, then the boxer should strike with the right knee. You should always keep your chin in. Keep your guards up to protect the face and the stomach at all times. Diagonal knee strike is best to do when the opponent is approaching in, and you should try to step back, sway, clinch, hold, swing, or yank. Then you can launch the diagonal knee strike at the stomach or chest of the opponent. This strike will stop the opponent's approach and give you an advantage. Right side uppercut punch. If the boxer is already in an orthodox stance, throw the punch with the palm, the elbow, and the wrist turning right side up. Then, use the uppercut punch aiming for the opponent's chin or lower rib cage while moving towards the target. This technique is used when attacking. Defensive. Use the left hand to hit the opponent's punch down whilst lifting up the chin and leaning backward. Offensive. Use the left foot to jab kick at the opponent's stomach. Then throw the elbow strike at the target. If the boxer stands in the southpaw stance, change all the attacking moves from right to left. Diagonal knee strike. Striking from the position where you start by lifting the knees up and hitting the target at a diagonal. If striking with the left knee, it will hit the right side of the target, and if striking with the right knee, it will hit the left side of the target. If the opponent approaches from the front, this diagonal knee strike will hit the opponent at the thighs or the side of the body. This is similar to the straight knee strike, but the difference is that the direction of the strike is not vertical. You would normally sway when striking or swaying to the left and to the right of the opponent to launch a diagonal knee strike. If the opponent dodges to the right, then you should strike with the left knee. But if the opponent dodges to the left, then the boxer should strike with the right knee.